It's fine, honey. I'm not going to be moving anymore.
Ooh, we're stretched like a G-string.
Yep.
That's barely on there.
Oh, boy.
All right, let's see if that's better. Hopefully everyone
that-
joins again.
Yeah. Put something out there and tell them they were sorry. Looks like it might be okay. I don't see it buffering still.
Nope.
Good.
So this light's supposed to be solid red,
Yeah.
which is telling me that the signal's great.
Okay.
But every time it's flashing means it's buffering.
Okay. Well, so far I don't see it on here. I mean, I don't
Nope.
see it.
So it might be just enough to where it's going to keep running. See, now it's solid red.
Okay, cool.
So we might be good.
I don't
Hopefully.
know.
Fingers crossed.
It's not buffered so far, so.
All right, guys.
Thanks for hanging with us, guys, and thanks for coming back.
Yep, thank you for coming back. Holy moly. Holy moly. This is bullshit.
I'm going to get a shielded wire tomorrow.
Okay, well, that might be all that it is. You know what? We got that one stretched out there. I think that Jamie's going to do a tightrope walk on that later.
Yep.
Dingle Fritz doesn't walk in and choke himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dingle Fritz.
Dingle Fritz. Yeah, that's a good one. It's not what I call him, but but I like it.
Be nice.
You freaking Dingle Fritz. She doesn't call me that.
All right. So far so good. It says everybody's saying. So I think we are back. We are back. Now we just got to get everybody else to come back.
Yep. We got 16.
There 15. We go. They're starting to come.
I said jiggle the wires. Yes, you did. Philip the Third. I love Philip the Third. You know, he's watching from his page and his wife's page. I love it.
And you know what? He diagnosed the problem from Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like got a crystal ball. That's what all my customers want from me.
I don't know why you don't put him on the payroll.
I'm telling you. You know what? He keeps it up.
Get his ass up here.
Yeah, well, you know what? He just sold his place down in Florida, and he's only renting down there.
Yeah,
I don't think he wants to come up here and live in this bullshit we got going on.
Hell no.
It's like 20 degrees outside whenever I got out of my truck coming back from Summit.
All right. So, anyways, long tube headers.
Boy, oh boy, that was an adventure. So I don't even know what camera I'm looking at. I'm just looking around. I'm lost. So anyway, headers. If you want to build torque, you run a long tube, and if you want high-end horsepower, then you use a short tube. And you can. Another thing that can happen too, whenever you're building a custom header, when you buy an off-the-shelf header, you know they're cheap. And the reason they're cheap is because they make the tubes fit wherever they can make them fit in the chassis, and the easiest for them to assemble the header and make them for production, and or in a production style setting. So, but if you're going to have a set of headers built, you can make sure that you get the header tube length that you want, and you want to clock your tubes in your collector because they got pulses in them. And if you don't have them, I mean, it isn't a big deal. But if the clocking is not the way the firing order is on the engine, you're not getting the full benefit from the header. It's not going to hurt it, but it's not going to give you the full benefit either.
So what do you mean clocking? Like the tube? That's why you see the one tube go underneath the other one?
Yeah. So, well, you know, you got 4 tubes in the collector. And so let's say you got we're on the passenger side, number 2. So your firing order is 184-36572. Okay. So 184-36572. You're going to have 6 and 2. You want to have those clocked together, and then see.
So what do you mean together? 2 of them up top? We'll say
you can put them in the bottom, or you can put them on the sides. It doesn't matter how you do it.
If the pipes are going into the collector, or 4 pipes going into the collector.
Yeah, you just want to make sure they run in a circle with the firing order. Okay, so if it's 8, 4, 6, 2. Okay, so 8, 4, 6, 2, and you want to clock that so that whenever that pulse comes out of that tube next to the one here, it's right next to each other in consecutive order, and it'll help pull more air through the exhaust system.
Now, how does you don't have one around here, So like the traditional headers for like we'll say a D port head, they don't have, they have all the tubes merged into almost like one big open pipe.
Yeah, what's the collector you're talking about, right?
Well, not the collector like your race headers that you had, not like the like a Flowtech. Those headers, they have all the individual tubes, but it looks like they take a big piece of metal and they just wire it out and they have all of them just shoved in there.
At the head or at the collector?
At the top of the collector, because it still bends down and then goes to the collector.
I have to see what you're referring to, because I'm thinking what you mean is that where it goes into the collector, and that's kind of what I'm talking about, where you have to clock those. I don't know if that's what you mean or not. I don't have any headers laying around here right now to have you show it to me what you're thinking, but that, but yeah, so, you know, your firing order dictates where your clocking is in your collector. And if you have an LS firing order, then you got to figure that out too. And it's really important whenever you build like a tri-Y header or something like that, where you got two tubes going into one and then two tubes going into one and those two going into the collector.
So how do you do that for a customer? If they bring you the car and they have a tri-Y collector, you can't do the LS swap then.
You can, but if you know, it, like I said, it affects the horsepower a little bit, but it's not like the end of the world if it isn't right. I mean, it'll run. It ain't going to hurt the engine. It's not going to cause any tuning problems or anything like that. It's just that you're not going to get the optimum horsepower out of that header if you build it for the firing order of the engine.
So you're talking like what, maybe 2-3 horsepower loss? Or?
Yeah, probably 3 to 7. It's not. Okay. It's not a lot. You know. But you know, every engine's different too, so you never know. I mean, it could make a big difference. It's kind of like we were talking about those carb spacers. Whenever you flip them upside down, it'll make 20 more horsepower as opposed to putting it on the way it's designed. And so that, you know, we did that on Luke's car, remember?
Yep.
And that was pretty amazing to see it. Even on our chassis dyno, we seen what? It was like 11 horsepower difference at the tire.
Yep.
That was pretty amazing. But anyhow, so yeah, the header tubes, if you're going to build a set of headers, make sure you have them built so that everything's clocked properly for the firing order. And if you got an LS firing order, you got to run the LS clock in the collector. If you got a standard, you know, Pontiac or GM firing order, then you want to clock it for that. But yeah, you definitely want to, you know, custom built headers. The reason you pay so much money for them, and if the guy knows what he's doing, he's not just building a header to fit the car. He's making it so that it's going to increase the horsepower. They make sure they clock those tubes properly for the firing order. But that's important. The other thing is important too is the header collector design. So you got the a merge collector, or you just got a straight through collector. You got different diameter collectors, and one size don't fit all. You have to make sure that if you have the headers built, that you tell the guy that's building the header what the engine RPM range is and how heavy the vehicle is. There's a lot of factors, because if you got a heavy car, you're going to want to run a longer tube, and you're going to run a longer collector. There's spikes that they put inside the collector. You can it kind of like extends the tube of the header into the collector a little bit further, which picks up airspeed and helps that way too. And then one thing that and I don't know if we discussed this or not. You remember talking about the Mickey Thompson headers?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know if we talked about those or not. That's a pretty cool header design. And what he did was he made all the tubes. He built a big box collector, and it was real long, about that long. And to get every tube the same length, he made them, you know, you might have one that's 32 inches that ends at the edge of the collector where it goes into collector. But then you have another one that comes off the back of the engine and it's 32 inches, but it ends way down here in the collector. So you got one that ends here, you might have one that ends here, and one ends over here. But he made them all come to the right header tube length inside the collector, which is an excellent idea. And those headers have a unique sound to them too.
I would imagine it probably sound like a stock car.
I don't know
like
how to explain it.
What is that, the thunder muff pipe or whatever they call that, the
yeah,
boom pipe or
yeah,
something?
the boom pipes, yeah, on the NASCARs. There's a guy at Summer Racing. He's all about that. He's making boom pipes. He's going to sell them. So I don't know what he's making them for, but he's making them. But yeah. And then of course, if you build a header too, you want to make sure you use a thick flange. You know, the box headers that I call them box headers that you buy at Summer Racing for $250 a set, and they're probably $350 a set now. I hardly ever buy those headers anymore, but the flanges on them are typically only maybe 5/16 of an inch thick. They're super thin, and they just distort real bad. But the Doug's headers do have a thick flange. I think theirs are.
I think the Doug's headers too. They weld their holes, like to put a little lip on them.
Yeah. You better. So I really can't tell you for sure. Looks like we're buffering again.
Yep. Now we're back.
Mm-hmm. Yep, gave me a little beer break.
Yep. So for headers though, so like you see all these guys wrapping their headers with the tape, trying to keep the heat down. They say that enhances performance because you're not sucking the engine heat back in the motor and everything. But I wanted to do that because I thought it looked cool when I was younger. You said no because it rots the tube out.
Yeah, what it does, it doesn't really rot the tube out. What it does, it carbonizes. But I mean, it's a great idea. But I would rather do it with a thermal coating, you know, something that contains it that way instead of with the heat tape. I don't know why the tape does that though, but it does. I'm buffering again. But yeah. I mean, the ones that I got on the engine stand now, those are my Ram Air 5 headers. Those are made in stainless.
So would you recommend getting stainless? Is that just a better material to make them out of?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's more durable and doesn't rust. You know, headers, after they get older, they start getting scaly on the inside. and actually, with the overlap on the camshaft, it'll start sucking the rust scale into the engine. It'll ruin the rings and cylinder walls. So, yeah.
So even those the coated ones, they don't have coating on the inside of the pipes.
Now, my guy that does my headers for me, he coats them inside. That got bought up by some performance group, so I'm not sure if they dropped the Flowtech line. I don't know. Are they on Summit Racing site?
I haven't seen them.
You know, this buffering thing's driving me nuts. I don't know where we leave off and where I'm hoping these guys are have enough patience to put up with our system here. But anyways, yeah, so I don't know if Flowtech's around.
Only because of the fact that, like you said,
It's ugly.
Yep.
I know. And that, as soon as this thing quits buffering. But yeah, you're right. When the units off of them, they get ugly looking.
That's why you go with aluminum.
Yep, that's what I'm going to tell them as soon as they're back.
Yep.
This is going to get old tonight. I'll tell you what. I'm either going to be really, really, really drunk because we get a lot of beer breaks, or it's going to start acting right here. But anyways, we were just saying that the headers and the heads look ugly whenever they get rusty in Pontiac heads because the design of the head, the exhaust port burns the paint off of it, and it gets kind of ugly looking. But you know what? We got a solution for that with my new aluminum cylinder heads. Then you can paint those the Pontiac silver blue, and the paint won't burn off the aluminum, and they will look pretty. Oh, there you go. Oh, now you lost it. Something happened.
Oh, I went too many times.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go.
Yes, there it is.
All right. Cool.
So as you can see,
Yes. These are our new aluminum heads sitting there. But yeah.
with a set of Ram Air 4 heads that we're going to be putting on the Le Mans.
Yeah, we're buffering again. You know what's odd? Yep. Yeah, so yeah, headers. Oh shit, this thing. Oh
We
man.
might be ending early tonight.
yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, this is not
We're
good.
just gonna have to start a fund for my dad to come out to my house. Apparently,
The biggest problem though is the it's not so much I don't mind coming out to your house.
like This right here is a awesome thing too, because it tells me,
If you're on or not.
well, it tells me that if I'm having problems with the internet.
Oh,
Buffering pretty good again.
yeah.
Has to be because
The weather out here.
the
because of
weather,
cold.
and then there's people getting on
Yeah,
online.
that could
And-
be too.
And they didn't update out here. I guarantee you they didn't.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, that's a bummer. Well, it's kind of like running between raindrops right now.
Yeah.
We're still getting wet though.
Yep.
So.
Oh, good. Filter's got $12.
$12. Trigger the Raymer 5 header flanges. I know. If it would work, I don't know if it would work or not because with all the cloud cover.
Well, it worked pretty good at the campground this year. Now he's got better satellites because you used to have to point it in like a specific direction, and now you don't have to do that. It's directional, like it can go anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, but we didn't try that though.
Well, I did every now and then. You didn't know that 'cause you thought I had
I think I made them, they're 3/8
3/8.
thick. Yeah, 3/8 thick. And I do have some of those, I think, in stock right now. If not, I can get him to cut me some more. So.
Yep.
But yep, and we can make them whatever thick. We're buffering again.
Yep. Yeah, if you want to make them ½ inch, my machine will cut ½ inch.
Yeah, so if we want to make, that's what we might do. If some of these guys want 7/16 or ½ inch thick flange.
Yep. The thing, I figured out my machine, because like I said, with the plasma cutter, especially a CNC, because plasma CNC plasma head,
Yeah.
which helps because they actually swirl the air
Okay.
to create that beam, which disrupts the beam enough to where you can get a cleaner cut.
Okay.
But what happens is it cuts it at an angle. Because that beam is doing this.
Ah, gotcha.
So,
So you might get an angle this, right?
or in the
Smaller or whatever,
on the
yeah.
hole.
Yep.
And then we machine them the rest of the way.
And machine the hole out. But
Yeah.
the outside part of the flange, who cares?
Right.
It ain't gonna matter.
Right.
Yeah. That might not be a bad idea. We could machine it perfectly for the fit to
Because it'll take me minutes to just cut that out, and then to machine it, you set
Right.
up a CNC machine, do 3 of them at a time, 4 of them at a time. You do 2 sets.
Yep. Yeah, we gotta get our CMC machine set up. So
Laser coming in March. You'll
Oh.
be able to cut any thickness you need.
okay.
Are you getting what brand? Armada or Trumpf? I run the Trumpf at my job.
We're buffering again
Go to headquarters.
Yeah, I got to go to headquarters for training
for the Trump.
for the Trumpf.
Yeah.
Connecticut.
Yep. Yeah, Troy's the one that's been cutting my flanges out for me for the Raymer 5, and they,
How about this?
That's Fred's jam.
yeah, that's what he does at his job. He likes that stuff.
It's called Wazer.
Yeah.
It's a water jet machine.
Okay.
It's like for hobbyists or DIY guys,
Okay.
and it's like the size of that cabinet right there, your distributor cabinet, and you can cut through. It's like a regular water jet, but it's just smaller scale.
How much are water jet machines, and is there a lot of maintenance involved with one of those? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it had a lot of disposables like a plasma cutter or.
It has consumables, and then you're constantly cleaning the sand because you got to filter it and everything else. Because when you cut through and it goes through the bottom,
Yeah.
it catches it and recycles it. Well, you have all the metal and crap that you have in there.
That you're cutting with the water. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Also, a new amount of CNC brake coming. Ooh, that's nice. I like CNC brakes. I run the press brakes.
Because they think all my equipment's antiquated, but it works.
Well, your equipment is.
It is not. I got state of the art 1980s stuff right here now.
Yeah. Fantabulous. But where's Troy at? He in Michigan?
No, he's in Ohio. He's up in Menor.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, I think he lives in Paynesville, but yeah, he's not far from
His
here.
real name's what?
Troy Wotrin.
Oh, I thought you called him something else. It was something that he just made his YouTube name.
Oh nope, that's his real name.
Oh, okay.
It's better than what'd she call what, Fritzl toes? What'd you call it, Brandon?
Dingle Fritz.
Dingle Fritz, that's what it was. I don't know where I got Fritzl toes at. But.
Yeah, Frizzle toes. Ooh, Mike says maybe if he gets the $5,000 from the government, he'll consider a set of your aluminum heads for his 428.
Nice. Which mic are we talking about?
Polson.
Ah, cool. Yep. Yeah, you know what? Doge is doing such a good job that looks like everybody might get a little bonus check this year.
I hope. I need a CNC machine.
You probably should have. Yep, it'd probably make you more money.
Yep.
But yeah,
I get that. I got a whole freaking fab shop.
pretty much. You're getting there.
Yep.
You didn't build a big enough garage.
I know. But
Yeah.
and then they sell press brakes too. The same company.
Yeah.
The plasma table that I have is called Langmuir Systems.
Have you ever checked out those Tomac machines that they advertise on Facebook?
Oh, Tormach? Yeah.
Is that what it's called, Tomac or
Tormach.
Tomac?
Yep, Tormach.
Yeah.
I was actually going to get one of those, but this machine's cheaper, and I can only afford what I can afford. So,
Well, if you're going to lease it, you know, if the lease payment's only $50 more a month, it'd be worth it to have a bigger
well,
machine.
so with the Tormach machine, if I was going to get one, it was going to be the 1100.
A little misleading. They tell you can buy one for what, 160,000 or something?
Yeah, for the mini one. Yeah.
Yeah, well, even the bigger one. I don't know.
The mini VR2 or VR3 or whatever it is which I don't understand why they call it the mini, because it's the same size as their 5-axis big one, footprint wise. But I think the table might be bigger.
Yeah, well, the Z and X and everything is smaller. But yeah,
Those are 500,000.
yeah. By the time I tooled it all up and got the software and everything, it was gonna. Yeah, and I'll be broke the rest of my life.
Well, good news for you, Dad. You only got 20 years.
Yeah, but he hasn't bought the beach house yet. I'm still waiting on the beach house.
This is my son over here, my flesh and blood.
Hey, I gave you 20 years, all right?
Oh, I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah, throw my ass under the bus.
Well,
Crazy ranch.
I'm willing to wait 20 years to get all this stuff. So
Well, that's awful nice of you.
I know.
But then you're gonna be my age.
I know. Son of a gun.
Yeah, you better hope you got good genes. Internet situation. This is really not making me happy because these poor guys are here to watch us, and all we're doing is buffering.
Yep, I know.
So we got to figure this out. I'm gonna have to call that Spectrum again. I got to call them anyway because they overbilled me.
Of course they did.
Oh yeah, they have to charge me another $100. And if this stuff ain't working, that extra $100, that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you guys got the Starlink then, huh?
Well, that's out the campground only.
Oh, I thought you
We
had
got
that at home too.
We got AT&T at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we switched. But Mass and Cable is like Spectrum, but it's monopolized. from
Well,
the
when
city.
AT&T first came out, it really wasn't that good, but then it got way better.
Yeah, last week was fine on ours, and
Yep.
we don't have any problems.
Yep. I had that whenever my shop was in Mogador, but out here they don't have it. I tried to get it out here, and they told me they had it out here, but it's tough for me to get away. Like today, I got back. I tried to get a hold of you, and apparently my phone didn't send a message to you or something.
It sent at 3:49. I just didn't know it sent.
Oh, okay.
But we were already on our way out because I get off at 3,
Right.
run home, pack all the stuff up, and then we're right back out the door heading out.
It's not going to be any fun for everybody unless they're just talking with each other.
Yeah, that looks like they are. GTO George is wondering if we got the Buckeye internet.
Yeah, we got something, all right. And it ends with CK.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Jason said overbuild and under performance.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Hit them up with that.
one of the ones you cut.
Yeah. They're on the other side of the couch, babe.
Right here on this door panel, right here on this side. Yep.
I was going to film them, but I was having issues. That's fine. One of them's fine.
Yeah. Single digit at night.
Oh yeah. So these are a set of badges that I machined for my. Into a bunch of problems with my CNC machine because I have a CNC router. It's really nice. I don't consider it a CNC machine. It is CNC controlled, but it's a router and it mainly is made for wood. And I'm trying to cut, 1/4-inch aluminum with it. That's 6061.
And he's doing a hell of a good job.
So it will.
He's got to
engrave-
make Jamie sit on that machine when it's running, but
Well, no, she runs. She runs.
He's doing battle. I'm like either out in the garage or on the other side.
well, how's he weighted down then?
I don't know. That's not my problem.
Man, they really jacked this thing up. But anyway, they cut holes in the door panel. Now I'm trying to be creative. Oh, now we're buffering again.
Yep.
Yeah, it says when somebody, Michael said when it's buffering, we can still hear everything you guys are saying. It just takes a second.
Oh,
well,
okay,
good.
good. So I didn't know if they could still hear us or not.
Just be like maybe the image is buffering, but the sound is still streaming.
Oh, well, good. So if they can still hear us, then that's okay.
Yeah, I see buffers on my end, but I don't know. It could be different with.
It could be different for.
No, when it buffers, I can't. But that's on mobile though. It could be different for them.
Well, we're gonna have to fix this because this is not professional, and I don't like it. So, and I don't like doing anything half-assed. It's got to be done right. So we're gonna. I don't know if our
Right.
voice is or not. Hopefully, these guys can tell us. The voice, you can hear it. Okay. Can you hear it? Sounds like you can hear it over there.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't
Maybe.
seem like it's buffering.
the voice isn't buffering. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it either.
Yeah, yeah,
We're
Yeah.
probably just gonna end it anyways. It's a
yeah.
bad
We're sorry,
tonight.
guys. Tonight we're having a bad connection, probably because of the weather.
Yep.
So I'm sorry. Sorry that it did what it did, but we'll hopefully next week we'll be back. We'll have to do it my sons or something until I get this figured out, I guess. So, all right. So I'm gonna have to get Philip the Third and John Dornbush and George, and I need all you guys to send me a check so I can go out. I can leave early on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
You never catch the third, so.
No, you're right. I sent them all back to him actually.
You're a fool.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna take a few more than $12 though. But that's okay. 12 bucks is better than no bucks.
Yep. But no. Yeah. If anything, we'll do it live from my house next week, and
Yep. I'm just gonna have to plan on doing that, and we'll have to. I don't know. We'll get Fritzl Toes or whatever, Twinkle Toes. What do you call him? Dingle Fritz. I'm just gonna have to make sure that I strap him to the car out there so he can't leave.
yep. Well, what you need to do is put one of those collars around his head with a stick and a beer, and he'll always be trying to reach the beer. And then
Yeah.
you put a wrench in his hand, and the beer will be sitting on the motor then, and he'll be wrenching at it.
Yeah, that won't work.
Oh.
He'll be hitting his head on everything.
That's true.
So we don't want
He
that.
does that already.
Yeah, we don't want him bleeding.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for sticking it out with us. I know
Yeah.
tonight was rough.
Yeah, it was real rough. It was rough for me too. I'm not happy about it. I don't like it.
Next week will be better.
We keep saying that. You know what? We're full of excuses. It's bullshit.
We'll get her. Hey, you know what? I stepped it up with this. This stuff.
Yeah. You know what though? That if you don't have good connection, it don't matter what
Nope.
kind of equipment you got.
If I only had a brain to fill the third.
If I only had a brain.
There, I'll throw a couple of those in there for Philip the Third, and we'll throw some idling in for Raymer 5 of my dad's.
Oh, you put that on there too, huh?
Yep. Oh yeah. Whenever I get free minute, I'm trying to add stuff to this. But again, thanks for hanging with us, guys. Next week.
It'll be better next week.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, sorry. And stay warm wherever you're at. It's cold here.
Yep. Stay safe. See you all.